quite a few of them, and see what the story is for you. And then after that, we'll do relationship reading with the oracle card. So let's see, Aries, what's in store for, oh, a jumpy one. And what does the jumpy one say? Ooh, okay. So that'll be your main card for the month, because that one literally leapt out, okay? And here's your name. Okay. All right, that little sequence is coming up for quite a few of the star signs at the moment. Let's actually look at the planetary alignment so I can see what's going on there. Okay. All right. Okay. This is quite a similar set of cards, but not all of them, that have come up for some of the star signs. There's definitely a recurring thread happening in October. Okay. So the main card was the King of Summer, a romantic partner you can trust, excellent advice that comes from the heart, getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavor. So I would say that October is one of two scenarios. They're very creative, or somebody comes along that stirs those heartstrings, okay? And that is the major, major theme for you for October. It's something close to your heart, either creatively or romantically, okay? The Princess of Spring is the next card that comes up for you. And she says it's time to go after your dreams, do something that expands your horizons, let your creativity take flight. So I'd say for probably a vast majority of you, this is a creative something. Now, creative is not just drawing or painting. Creative can be redoing your garden. It can be redoing your wardrobe. It can be anything like that, something which you get involved in that feels creative and constructive to you. And October is definitely the month that provides the energies and the opportunities to get stuck in and do that something, okay? The Five of Spring is the next card that comes up. And this one says opposing goals arising from differing opinions. Now, this can be within you. You can be feeling, I really want to do this. I really want to clear out my wardrobe. I really want to paint my walls. I want to redo my garden with new flowers, whatever the case may be. Okay, it depends where you live as well. But the other half of you could be saying, you know, you really should be doing what you should be doing. That's not responsible. You have work to do. Or it could literally be somebody else that's doing that. Now, quite often, it will manifest on the outside when it's internal. In other words, when your internal critic is going, you have work to do. You should be washing the floors. You should be whatever. And the other half of you is really wants to do this creative whatever it is. It can then manifest as somebody says to you, you know, you really should actually be washing your floors, or you should be spending that money on putting up a new, I don't know what, pavilion in your garden rather than flowers, whatever the case may be, okay? So it might manifest as a person. Either way, the story here is that inner critic is saying to you, don't go after your dreams. You should be being responsible and doing what you know you should do. But the rest of your cards are saying, go after those dreams. The energies are there. That creative something you want to do. Do it in October. You will be supported by the universe. You then get the Princess of Winter. She says information that can help you, but which may be difficult here. Okay. So maybe that criticism that comes up, or that opposing opinion says, well, you know, you need to spend more time doing what you should be doing if you want to spend time doing things that you want to do. And maybe that's not something you want to hear at the moment. But maybe the kernel of truth to be found in that advice is, if you want to do something, do it wholeheartedly, okay? That's probably the kernel of truth to be found in it. Then you get the Nine of Summer. Wishes come true, dreams fulfilled, a magical time of life. So when you do something wholeheartedly, even if it is something just creative, okay, you're going to find something magical happening in your life, something wonderful, some kind of dream comes true for you. Something you've been wishing for and dreaming about comes true for you. Then you get the Strength card. Okay, Major Arcana. In this deck, it's the grace and inner strength needed to overcome the challenges and the power of kindness and forgiveness. Okay, so someone's definitely going to level criticism at you for wanting to go after a dream, or you're going to feel as if they are doing that. Within that criticism is a kernel of truth. However, do not stop going after that dream, that creativity you want to do, that creative project, that creative something you want to do it. You do have the core and the strength, and Aries has that. Aries has a determined streak that not even Capricorn can rival. When you guys set off on that trailblazing, nobody can stop you. And you are trailblazers. So you do need to do creative things. Now, creative things, like I say, can be anything. It can be starting up a new company. That's incredibly creative. It can be starting up a charity project. That's also creative. Whatever it may be that you really want to do and your heart really feels it wants to do this, you have the courage and the determination to get it off the ground and get it going, regardless of the challenges or the criticism that you might come up against, okay? The Unity card then comes up, which is interesting. So do the right thing for the right reason. So if you do something simply because somebody makes you feel guilty because you're not being responsible, that's not doing something for the right reason. If you pursue that creative endeavor, whatever it may be, because you know in your heart that you should be doing it and you really, really want to do it, you're doing it for the right reason. The Unity card then comes up because then that challenge within you that is possibly manifesting outwardly in somebody else then disappears because you do something with the whole of you, with your heart and your soul and your mind all in alignment with it, okay? Then the Unity comes. Then your final card that you get is the Ace of Summer, okay? That says, open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship or the rebirth of a current one. Now, what's interesting that this is very much a relationship card. The Ace of Cups is that overflowing of the heart. Yet, it can also translate as your heart feels full and overflowing because you are doing something you love to do. Okay. There's a small chance here for some of you that this is relationship orientated. But because of all the cards that have come up, I'm more inclined to say this is a project, something you want to do that is close to your heart. And it is going to make your heart overflow. It's going to fill your cup to overflowing. Okay. Very, very nice reading that, Aries, so go for it. A few of the star signs have got that go for it message in October. It's definitely, I think, because there's very supportive energies for if you have clarity and alignment with something you really, really want to do and it's really been in your heart for a while, the energies are there in October to get it going, regardless of the challenges you might come up against. Right, so let's see what relationships do you have in store in October. Right. Okay, so that's Aries, October of 2021. So, ooh, okay. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So, you get the wedding card, which is about commitment. You get heart-to-heart conversations, which is just exactly that. You get express your love. You get let your friends help you, okay? And then you get stay optimistic about your love life. So what is this story? The story of this is, if you're in a committed relationship and you want to strengthen that bond, possibly even get married to that person, or if you are already married to them, there is the potential in October to have an in-depth conversation with that person where you open up to them about your true feelings, okay? And this let your friends help you and stay optimistic is a case of then possibly seeking sort of, what do you say, someone as a, what do you call, bouncing board? Somebody to bounce it off. I can't remember the words now. Someone to bounce off the idea of having that conversation with this person that's important to you. You have that in-depth conversation and it sort of buoys your optimism about the relationship, and that's possibly what the important part is. If you don't have a relationship and you want a deeply committed relationship, it's also an in-depth conversation with somebody where you open up your heart about how you feel about wanting a relationship that will get that optimism going again for you. Ultimately, because this card shows up as the first card, I would say it is attainable. You want to get married, you want to find a partner to marry, you want to cement that bond between somebody. It is courtesy of an in-depth conversation with somebody in the month of October that gives you the optimism, gets you to be clear about how you feel, and once you do that, then this is within your reach, okay? So it's all about having that conversation, opening your heart to someone, and they will give you the feedback that will help you feel more optimistic about either an existing relationship or calling in or drawing in the kind of relationship that has this written on it, okay? And it doesn't necessarily have a wedding. It can just be a deeply established bond. It can just be someone that you really, really resonate with, or taking a relationship that you already have to that next level. But it's a conversation that happens in October where you open your heart, and the feedback you get from that person, and possibly the clarity you get through the conversation. And it needn't be with the partner, it can be with someone else. Because the social card is showing up there, I'm thinking it's a friend. That will give you the optimism then to go after achieving that kind of deeply committed relationship. And it's definitely within reach because, like I said, this was the first card of the relationship reading. Right, Aries, I do hope that you enjoyed that very nice reading. Thank you for those of you that are liking and watching and listening. I deeply appreciate it. And if you subscribe, I appreciate it even more. I'm sending you hugs and blessings for the month of October. And if you'd like a personal private reading from me, and I do an amazing soulmate reading, you can contact me via my website. I will put that link in the description box below. We'll speak again soon.